Hi everyone. So this week we're actually going to do a project. Now, one of the most popular things coming up in the handmade community are mani and Pedi balms. These are like a full butter bath bomb, but on a miniature scale. And the difference with this is you're not going to use rubbing alcohol or witch hazel or any of that sort to get your consistency. We're going to use pure butters. So you can do oils, you can do mixed butters, but today I'm going to do a pure shea butter mani Pedi balm. And you want them really small. These are going to be going into a smaller container where people are going to be dipping their hands in it or dipping their toes in. So it's not for a full-size bath. So think miniature. You can use some really cute molds that Nature's Garden carries, even the regular plastic molds, all the way up to the beautiful silicone molds. But if you don't have that, you can get these. These are just little candy cups that you can get at like any hobby store, okay? Or even some grocery stores carry them. Very simple, and we can do that. So I've got my scale, and I'm going to put it on my grams because I want to be very particular with this. I'm going to put my bowl on, tear it out, okay? And when you're making something like this that has powders that can clump, you want to sift them, okay? So clear that out, make your scale 0, and I'm going to start with my baking soda. Now, Nature's Garden carries every item you see here, so you can get all of the ingredients there. So we're going to do 46 grams of baking soda. There we go. And I'm going to smooth all that in. If you have any lumps in this and you're not getting rid of it, you're going to end up having weird shapes and bumps and clots in these. So you really want to sift this. So now I'm going to clear this out again. And I'm going to grab my citric acid. And I want 23 grams of citric acid. Go. Okay. Drop out any little tiny ones. And I'm going to clear this out. And now I'm going to add in some kale and clay. You can get lots of different kinds of clays there. You can even get like a beautiful rose clay, and that'll turn your balms pink. There's French green clay. There's red Moroccan clay. There's all kinds of goodies. But I'm going with the white because I just want a simple one that I can color myself. So this is great for pulling out toxins and softening the skin. So I'm going to add in the same amount that I did the citric acid, and we're going to go with 23 grams. There we go. Okay, now we can set this aside, and I'm going to mix these up together really well. It is important to fully mix these together before you start adding your other ingredients, because once you start getting a wet ingredient involved, you're not going to be able to incorporate it as easily. So just get it all like that. And we're going to set that aside. And I'm going to bring over my little pot, clear it out. And like I said before, you can mix and match your butters, but I'm just doing a pure shea butter right now. It's a really decadent butter, and it absorbs well. Some other butters can leave kind of a heavy, greasy feel, and I found that shea butter for me and mango butter have been great in not leaving behind a really greasy oil slick. So I'm going to do my shea butter today. So I want 16 grams of shea butter. Now that may seem like a lot, and it kind of is. You're going to see that this is wetter than a normal bath bomb. Bath bombs are kind of dry, and you got to work with it, and I want a nice wet consistency, because they will harden back up. There we go. Okay. And I'm done with that one. And I'm going to melt this, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I've melted my shea butter. And now I want to add my color and my fragrance to the melted shea butter before we go into the bowl. This will help you control some of the activation, if any, of the citric acid, and it'll make the colors and fragrances blend more evenly. Now, Nature's Garden has started to carry the balm colorants that are F, D, and C. They're great for water changing colors, but for this sake, we want to use a very small amount. Again, this is not going into a bathtub. This is going into a smaller container. So you really want to keep your colorant on the low end. 1 drop. It's going to be plenty for this. So I'm going to do the blue. And that's fine, because again, it's going in a small container. You don't want to be dyeing people's hands. And I'm going to be doing a fresh strawberry. Now I know, why did I choose blue and strawberry? Because I really like the blue. Now, whatever fragrance oil you do choose, follow the safety guidelines on the page. It'll tell you how much is safe to use for skin. This one is good at 5%. So I'm putting in my 5 milliliters. There we go. And if you get to 5 milliliters, you could do this the same as grams. Okay, so I've got that. And I'm just going to go ahead and mix that up. Oh, that smells so good. That fresh strawberry is like a sweet candy. Yum! So there we go. It's already done. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pour this all in. Scrape out all that loveliness. I don't want to leave any of those butters behind. You'd be surprised how much will stick to your containers, so really scrape them out. There we go. And then I'm going to start mixing. And you see how much more moisture there is to this than there is to a bath bomb? These are going to be sticky and wet to begin with, and then they're going to harden up. Okay. Got sort of a green color going on here with that. The fragrance oil had a bit of yellow to it, but that's okay. It's still a fresh strawberry, and we're going to do just fine. There we go. So now, I'm going to get in here with my hands and see the consistency. It's a really firm pack. Nice and wet, okay? I'm going to take my cup, squeeze, and pack in. You do not need to fill these. If you fill them up all the way, tell your customers to cut them in half, because that's a lot to go into a little mani balm. So we're going to fill 4 of these up, and then we'll tap off and see how full up they get. There we go. And what's nice about these, unlike a regular bath bomb, is you're not having to sit here and spritz and spritz and spritz trying to get it wet enough, but not too wet. This is already the set amount of moisture you need, so it's perfect. No guessing. Okay, so I get about 4 of them filled halfway. You see that? You can go ahead and do 2 full size, and that's fine. But this way, I like the smaller because you give your customers or your friends or yourself a more custom option. They can pick and choose how much they want in. There we go. Okay, now we're going to set these aside and let them harden up, and when we come back, we're going to drop one in some water and let you see what it does. Okay, so I've got some warm water here. These have hardened up just nicely, and it's real easy. See, you just pop them and they pop right out, and in the water they go. Woohoo! And all those lovely butters are coming out. And in the fingers or the toes. Nice, nice. And this is perfect for that manicure or that pedicure before doing yourself up. Beautiful oils. You can rub those in, soften all those fingers and toes. Just gorgeous. So basically, you're going to sit here and let these soak for about 10 or 15 minutes in that lovely fizzy action. And see how much, just from that one little tiny piece, and it's still going. That is plenty. You do not need a lot. You know, I've seen out there people making these big, huge bombs for it, and honestly, it's wasteful and it's overkill, if you know what I mean. You just want a little tiny bit, and it goes a long ways. This is gorgeous. Soften the cuticles. Soften the hands. It's just a beautiful soak. Okay? See, look, that one drop of color. That's all it took. If you had put in too much color, that would have been not pleasant. Not nice. It could dye the skin. So you really want to limit your color. There we go. This is so luxurious. This is such a beautiful experience. It really is a wonderful feeling. There you go. Little mani-pedi bombs. Do them in a stack. Sell them in a pack.